How do we actually make people like us? If I was like any other motivational speaker making a video, I would tell you to try and be more confident and try to force a cheerful mood and make this video more entertaining by flashy editing magic. But that would not help us really find the answers to our problem. What would actually happen is that our lizard brain would tell us that we needed to be somewhere else, or to watch something more stimulating. What I'll do instead is guide you through my personal experiences and try to help you with useful exercises. We believe that there is nothing we can do to change someone's perspective of us, and that nothing we do will make others like us. I'm sure most of you watching have felt the same way, at least once in your lives. We think that we are who we are, and if someone doesn't like it, then there's nothing we can do about it. However, this is a common misconception, and today in this video I will prove that we can make anyone, literally anyone, like us by just following a set of basic principles. The principles I'm going to talk about come from the fantastically written book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, written by Dale Carnegie. Whenever you interact with someone new, encourage them to talk about themselves. Let me tell you about when I just joined a new football club. A few months ago, 3 of my teammates and I were doing our physical training drills at the gym. The others were doing their shooting drills in the field. Since I was the new guy, I didn't really talk to any of my teammates much. After the gym, I was sitting on the bench when one of my teammates came and sat next to me. We started talking a little bit. Then I remembered the principle from the book. Encourage other people to talk about themselves. I noticed that the guy seemed quite interested in history, so I started asking him more about that. This kept him talking for 20 minutes, until it was time for both of us to report back to the field. Next week at the same time, he came back and I again encouraged him to continue talking about his interest in history and himself. It is a known fact that we are always interested in ourselves. It's something we are born with. We love talking about ourselves, our interests, and what we do. So if we start encouraging others to talk about themselves, they'll love our company as they would feel important and listened to. So the next time you don't know what to say in a conversation, remember the first principle. Here's a quick exercise for you to try. Think of 3 questions you could ask someone to encourage them to talk about themselves. Then practice using those questions in your next conversation. Notice how the other person's engagement and connection with you might change. This principle will make anyone instantly like you. The principle is to give the other person sincere and honest compliments. According to a study made many years ago on some runaway wives, what do you think was a reason discovered behind the wives running away? They felt that they weren't appreciated enough. It's common for us to forget to give words of appreciation to people because we're so busy thinking about ourselves. However, by giving some honest compliments, we never know that it could make their whole day or their whole week a lot better. By just giving a sincere and honest compliment, we want to feel that we are important in our own little world. We don't want to listen to cheap, insincere flattery, but we do crave sincere appreciation. So let's treat others how we would like others to treat us. We love it when people compliment us, right? So why not make other people feel good too by giving sincere compliments? But when, where, and how do we give people compliments? Well, the answer to this question is all the time, every time. Here's a simple exercise for you. Take a moment to think of one sincere compliment you can give to someone you know or meet today. It could be a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a stranger. Then make a point to deliver that compliment with genuine warmth and sincerity. We'll do it together. After I'm done recording this video, I'll give someone I know a sincere compliment, and I want you to do the same. Avoid arguments. The best way to win an argument is to avoid it completely. Most of the time when 2 parties argue, they both end up being more convinced that they are right. We cannot win an argument because if we lose it, we lose, and if we win it, we lose again. Why, you may wonder. Let's say that you have absolutely crushed the second person in an argument and prove that he's wrong. What happens next? We'll feel normal, but the other person, we would have made him feel inferior and hurt his pride, and as a result, the person would feel stupid. So it's better to avoid arguments with anyone, as it just creates negative feelings for one another. So the next time we feel like an argument is building up, we will turn it down immediately by being objective and looking for things you share opinions on instead of winning. always keep in mind that you can never win an argument. This will make the other person like you, as they will feel listened to. That was Principle 3. The best way to win an argument is to completely stay silent and avoid it. Here's a simple thing to try. When things start to heat up in a conversation, take a breather. Instead of diving into an argument, try to find common ground. Listen actively and show you understand where they're coming from. It's a way to keep things chill and build better connections. However, there are still 2 more really important principles that we still haven't discussed. Let's talk about them. Try to see things from another person's perspective. It's important for us to remember that sometimes the other person might be totally wrong, but they would not think that they are. In this situation, the best thing you can do is to not criticize them, because that is what everyone else would do. Instead, you should choose to be wise and smart, and try to understand the other person's point of view. There's always a reason why the other person acts and thinks the way he does. Here's a quick exercise for you. Think of a recent disagreement or misunderstanding you had with someone. Now try to put yourself in their shoes and see the situation from their perspective. Write down 3 reasons why they might have acted or thought the way they did. Practicing empathy like this can help foster understanding and strengthen relationships. This brings us to our last principle, maybe the most important and simple one of all the principles that we have talked about so far. Smile. It's a very famous thing, saying that actions speak louder than words, and a smile says, I enjoy your company, I like you, you make me happy. That is why a baby's smile gives us a feeling that they are always glad to see us. However, there can be situations where you don't feel like smiling. What do you do then? First of all, force yourself to smile. If you're sitting alone, force yourself to sing your favorite song. Act as you were very happy, and that will tend to make us more happy. It's weird how that works, right? But it does. Everybody in the world is seeking happiness. There is only one way for sure to find it, and that is by controlling our thoughts and not letting them control us. Here's a fun exercise for you. Challenge yourself to smile at least 3 times a day, even if you're not particularly cheerful that day. Notice how it affects your mood and interactions with others. Remember, a simple smile can go a long way in spreading positivity and making someone's day brighter. Congratulations! You're a little step closer to making yourself more likable. You can be proud of yourself. Either pick an exercise you like from one of the 5 principles, or do them all. I hope it helps. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace, and see you in the next one.